Nintendo, in their right mind, decided inflation should affect gamers too, and slapped an $88
I'm fine with that.
digital price on
I'm fine
Mario
with that.
Kart.
You guys can bitch. I'm fine with that.
Are you buying it? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Patch Notes, Season 4, Episode 4. The Jedi Strikes Back. What was Episode 4 of the Star Wars? Return of the Jedi?
I'm not that huge
Force
into
Awakens?
Star Wars.
Yeah, me neither. Season 4, Episode 4. Insert subtitle. I guess what could our subtitle be? TFT live, tariffs also live. That can be the subtitle.
Live.
Tariffs are live.
Wait, are they officially live?
Yeah. They're implemented.
They're
Yep. So we are going to touch on TFT because
That's what we are.
Patch
Yes.
Notes of America.
yes, given that. I mean, we all participate in TFT. We all participate in the economy. So the two things that are unilateral for those are
and they
TFT
have
and the
a
terrorism.
huge impact on our culture and our hobby. now
Yep. You
with
could
the
almost call it a
Nintendo Switch
Genshin
2.
impact.
So we'll get into it.
Yep. So we're doing that, and then I still watch me some Valorant. So I've got a little bit of a North American Valorant report.
Hey, always. It will never go away.
No,
It will
because
stay.
I still
It's a
do
staple.
these outlines. So I will write
when we
Valorant
blow
on
up
there.
and you become like some executive producer in Valorant, you're gonna be like, look at all my street cred.
I would absolutely adore it if
There
Valorant
were
is
17 people who watched this video, and I still did a 20-minute Valorant outline. Bow, peasants.
Yeah.
They're
Bow.
not even in Valorant.
Yeah, well, okay, if we get a comment saying
maybe
don't
those
actually
are the only people that watch are people that like Valorant. They're like, oh, I can't
yeah,
wait for
yeah.
Spino's
Here.
segment.
Comment, because the last time I told you to comment, it was something about who was the most attractive. Nobody commented, which clearly means it was a tie, which is nice. But comment whether you care about Valorant, and I might adjust whether I do this or not. I'm not going to, but if you say you don't like it, maybe I'll make it slightly shorter. Like maybe I won't go over
Don't
every.
let them bully you. You gotta be.
It's
you.
not bullying. It's them.
You got to make the
contribute.
content that you want to consume.
Right.
That's
right.
true. That's true.
Good
You-
job, Forrest.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah.
deep.
Eat your own vomit.
Right.
Yeah. Put out what you would take in. Aaron has been playing a little bit of the
Wait,
PlayStation.
did you introduce us today?
Oh my God, no, I didn't. I am Spinozone. This is Wolf Clock. This is Vindy.
Hello.
You should know us by now. But yes, there's always the
But then
chance
I
of new
can't make
viewers.
the cool title.
You're right. How dare I?
Yeah.
How dare I?
Don't take that away from me.
Yeah, should you just have those up until we bring up like they're just going to stay here and people are going to be wondering why they're here, and then I finally introduce it and they fall, and we'll see what happens. What I should have done is introduce to you as new all Fortnite Pro player Wolf Clock,
Is Diamond
because
considered a pro?
I think so.
Definitely not.
I'm pretty sure you are essentially
I was
esports
hoping
caliber.
for his response on that.
Yeah, I pretty
Real
much C
friends
tier.
don't lie.
Yeah, but I'm not lying. I'm hyping.
Well, okay.
Right?
So the reason being,
Wiping.
the only reason why I am a Fortnite Diamond player now is because there's a tournament coming up with Life Fest in the YMCA,
Huge.
and Vindy put me onto it as the organizer, and so I was like, man, I can't really walk into a tournament without like having some like cred
Yeah.
in that game.
You gotta
Like, I
at least
just
be
feel
better
like-
than half the kids that are showing up.
Right.
You don't have to be better than all.
I
of
mean,
them,
I did the
just
same
half.
thing for like when we started doing the Valorant. You know,
Yep,
I grinded
yep,
Valorant.
yep,
I only got up to gold in Valorant, but that's a
It
whole
was
other
good.
beast.
Yep, better than me.
So I was like, I'm just gonna grind this for a week, and yeah, got up to diamond. So hell
solid,
yeah. I mean, it's zero build. It's not like I'm like
Yeah,
cranking 180s or
I
anything
feel like
like
you'd
that.
probably hit top 25% in PUBG and COD as well. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
oh,
playing
yeah.
zero build Fortnite, Fortnite's a little more generous with hitboxes, I believe, right?
A little
'Cause-
bit, yeah.
Yeah, but I bet you, in the same amount of time, you could probably hit. You could probably hit the same skill level in
Definitely.
all the battle royales.
I mean, I used to play a ton of Gears of War,
Yeah,
and
good stuff.
Well, that was not where I saw this conversation going.
I mean, the guys that designed Fortnite made Gears of War. Those guys came over.
Really?
Yeah, it's epic. And
It is an epic story.
Yeah, so Epic sold Gears of War to Microsoft and then went and made Fortnite.
That
so
is a
sick.
piece of history I did not know.
Yep.
love it.
Wow. Okay.
And so the aiming is actually feels a little similar, and it's the third person perspective.
would-
right?
If Fortnite, I mean, maybe they already have this, in which case I will jump on immediately. But if Fortnite ever adds the mechanic where you can be behind cover and with the shotgun, go over
my
like in classic
gosh,
Gears of
no,
War
they
style, I will
don't have
instantly,
that, but
I
that
will
would be
instantly jump on the train.
amazing.
Yep.
That would be amazing.
It would. I would love it.
Fortnite, come on, man. You know what? Somebody will put it in a creative map. They'll figure out how to do it in the Unreal
I would
engine.
love
you know?
that. I would love that.
And Fortnite's like, all right.
I don't know if it would
we'll
beat
adopt
Flag
it.
Heist for me, but it would be a pretty cool mode. At least my second favorite.
Yeah.
In terms of the natural. Oh well, no. You also played some Monster Hunter.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know how I was telling
Heard
you
the
guys.
game is very good.
It's good. Oh my god, I can't put it down.
Wow.
You know how I was telling you guys how I share a Steam library with my brother? Well, he just so happened to like pick up Wilds. And so I'm like, I'll give it a try. Because I had a 4-day weekend last weekend, right? So I'm like, I'll give it a try. I've got my chores done. And it was Saturday after I got like the trash done and stuff. And I've played Monster Hunter games in the past. And what always rubbed me the wrong way was the story just wasn't, it wasn't compelling. It like didn't keep me. For whatever reason, I really like the story in Wilds. Like it actually like makes enough sense of why I'm actually being a hunter in this landscape and why I'm helping this particular research team.
Yeah.
And so that kind of hooked me in it.
The researcher was cute when I
The
saw that.
researcher is cute, but man, she gets annoying pretty fast. But
Yeah, as many of the cute ones do.
I'm sure she's like hitting the right vibes for a lot of people. Though,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So like
yeah.
I get it, and Capcom actually really nailed the character design on it. But then on top of everything, mounts now just change the dynamic to a point where like I feel like all action adventure games need mounts of some sort.
Maybe they didn't for an era where we were more patient. But I mean, yeah.
Modern games, you need it.
I also think
right?
games are just so much larger now. Like
That's also
like
true,
you
yeah.
spend so much
Right.
time traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they streamlined it. So now they have a grappling hook so that you can actually
Everyone's doing that now too.
you can loot while you're on the mount with the grappling hook, and it just feels fancy.
Yeah,
right? It just
yeah.
feels good. And then they've got a couple new weapons, but combat in Monster Hunter has always felt good, and it feels really good in here. Capcom, for whatever reason, just nails hitboxes for these kind of action games. I mean, they've got Dante May Cry and Dragon's Dogma, and they've got a lot of practice, and it just feels really good in this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I just can't get enough of it. I've played it every single night since.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is pretty-
I want to play it tonight, and a couple of the other guys in the Discord picked it up too.
Really
because
nice.
of
It's purely a single player game, correct?
It's not.
Oh, interesting. What's
So-
the multiplayer concept?
It's 4-player co-op.
Oh, you can run through the full campaign like that?
So it's kind of weird because there are certain parts of the campaign
Oh.
that are like very NPC like interaction heavy. Those instances you can only do by yourself.
Okay.
But then you get into like later on in the same quest, and now players can jump into yours.
Interesting.
So if you start the campaign at the same time, you can like go into
Yeah.
it like interweaving, like into hey, this is my singles player part. Okay, now we're fighting this monster together. Oh, okay, now I have to do these tasks.
But it
with the
wasn't like
story.
Path of
Now
Exile
we're
where you
fighting
could
the-
just jump into somebody's.
No,
yeah.
it's not as seamless as Path
Yeah.
of Exile. There's some
It's high,
friction.
it's a high bar. to
There's
me,
some
yeah.
friction. But the thing is the campaign itself, for at least the first part of it, where you're kind of like interweaving into single player and co-op experiences, it's not supposed to last that long. There's only 3 of the chapters that really do it, and there's 6 chapters total of the campaign.
Got it.
But as soon as you finish that 3rd chapter, you can start doing endgame content. And so that's really on when that co-op experience really starts, and then you're just grinding for excellent gear.
Okay, yeah,
The story
yeah.
becomes a second,
Yeah.
almost
yeah.
like a side quest
Right,
to
right.
like the major grind.
So, for story-wise, you're like killing creatures to save more creatures, right? Like protect the environment
Well,
by
so
getting rid of the.
Not necessarily. Like the first, These are just world explorers, and part of their world explorer group is scientists that want
Yeah, I know.
just kind of understand these new species, not only of the animals, but even like the plants and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Do you ever hunt a plant?
Not yet. I
You
don't know
wouldn't
if
hunt a
would.
plant.
Well, I don't know.
Well, if it
but
has enough attitude.
they're monsters, so it gets kind of crazy. But so you're like a mercenary monster hunter meant to protect these researchers, right? And in the very beginning, you find this child that's been lost from his tribe because his tribe is actually a desert tribe, and it's like an ancient desert tribe where they've been secluded for I don't know how many years. It's been
Like more than 10.
like hundreds.
More than 10. Yeah.
So he finally like makes it out of the desert into like where the desert meets the jungle. And for whatever the coincidence, the research team finds him, rescues him, and then all of a sudden it becomes a story about trying to get his tribe. But in the meantime, like this alpha monster has stirred up and actually like started to come into the territory. Now you have to defend the native villages from this guy, and like these stories start to interweave, and it's really good. I love it. I want to find out more. I want to like find his village now. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it does a good job, and you've played the other Monster Hunters, so you're in a pretty decent position.
I played two others.
I
played Worlds, and then I played the one before Worlds. I can't remember the name of it.
Zero Dawn or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
How many are
Horizon
there?
Zero Dawn?
I think this is the sixth one.
Oh wow!
There are a lot
I
of
thought there
monsters
was
out
only.
there.
I thought this was like the fourth.
No, I think Worlds was the fourth. That's why this is the sixth, because there was Rise. I didn't play Rise because it came out on the Switch at first as an exclusive. I'm like, oh, this is probably like a mobile version. You know what I mean? And so I just didn't even give it a chance.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't, because a lot of people were reviewing it kind of
Another
iffy.
Really interesting fact.
But Wild is fantastic. And, you know, with the 3080 Ti that Aaron pleasantly did a little swap with me for, I've been getting like 40 to 70 FPS on it. So it's decent.
You know what has given me a newfound appreciation for graphics is not having a large TV and watching anime episodes on my like old monitor, and just like in the past
color accuracy is just
yeah,
poor.
and the blacks are gray, and
Because you have an OLED now?
no, I don't. I have like a real old thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know the.
His monitor is just one of the 24 inches from the arcade.
Oh, I see.
Essentially, yeah. Well, that's the better one that goes vertically.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other one I
yeah,
have is the
yeah.
one I should have just turned that one sideways and watched it on there.
Probably.
yeah, which I may.
Sometimes it's hard because I'm playing games on my OLED, but the content that I'm watching is in HDR, and I'm like,
yeah.
press the button meme. Oh, play the game in HDR. Watch the thing in HDR. What am I actually doing more right now? It's like I
That's
just
funny.
need two.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, so I finished 2 seasons of anime
Nice.
on this monitor. Great shows, poor graphical
like
quality.
Back in the 2010s.
It did, yeah.
I'll be actually selling both my Sonys next year, so I'd love to hook you up with
Okay.
a Super Friend discount for
I could probably
both.
manage that. Yeah,
very, very.
I have low standards.
very,
so I'm
very.
terrific.
They are the highest Sonys when they came out. So
Okay,
they're
okay.
still great. They're
Those
just-
are IPSs too, then. Right?
Yeah. But they were the first. It's the 900 and the 950.
Okay.
Yeah, paid almost $4,000 for both. So.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
And they're still great,
good.
but I'm ready to go
Yeah,
to
to
OLED.
move
So
up. Yeah. All right. So it's been already long enough where we haven't been talking about TFT, so I think that really needs to change.
Oh, it's TFT time.
So I am gold 3, which I have just checked is top 16.8% in North America. So that's kind of cool. It will not be like that in a week. It will not be that like that in 2 days.
Set's only been live for what, 1 week now?
Since the
last Wednesday?
Yes, last Wednesday,
Okay.
2nd. I'm still liking the set. They thankfully just came out with a B patch because every board was just capping out with Samira and Kobuko.
Okay.
And
That's the mirror unit's filthy.
she's nuts. She does an insane amount of AD damage, and she like jumps in, does damage, and then jumps out. So
she's
got
a street demon, right?
yeah. She's street
Amp.
demon amp.
She cyclone shoots your whole board.
Also, Annie is a really strong late game unit.
Yeah.
She is Golden Ox amp. More people use her as an amp than as a Golden Ox, so like they would cap out her board with both Annie and Samira, and then amp helps them. Amp's a cool trait because each amp champion has like a different part of their ability that gets better the more amp units you have. So like Samira fires more bullets with her amp.
It's actually a very novel trait.
Yeah.
We haven't had a trait like that ever. It's not a reprint. It's
yeah,
a fresh trait.
It's pretty cool.
Which I hope to see that come back
More often, yeah.
like every other set.
It reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. But all boards are just ending up with those 3 units because if you get
Not as of the B patch though.
as of the B patch, they are not as strong. Now other stuff is actually coming
I think
in.
B patch was what, yesterday?
B patch was yesterday. Yeah, so
so
it
it's
is
not
it
even
is
time
very
for-
fresh.
time to even
It was
tell,
like
really.
it was like right after we quit because we played a game yesterday, right? And then the B patch hit, like right when we logged off. So now reroll comps are stronger, stuff that caps earlier that like things you'd roll at level 7 or level 8 for are now substantially better. Exotech's doing well because Zeri's strong. But yeah, it's cool. They have yet to buff my Golden Ox. I'm looking forward to it because I love that
I just
trait.
took a second with that
Yeah.
before I came here.
If you get the stuff, I mean, like, I
It's
guess
pure econ though, isn't it?
it's not just econ because like when you hit their so the way Golden Ox works for the non-TFT folks, there are certain every round there is a certain amount of money that if you spend on leveling up or re-rolling, then you will unlock a new amount of damage amp for your Golden Ox units. So first is 8 gold.
Does that stack then?
That'll
Permanently.
Yep,
Permanent.
permanently. So if you
But
get
it
really
gets-
early.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you start getting it early, then like by the late game, if you spend 40 gold in a round leveling up, then you're getting up to like 30 plus damage amp.
Try like 45%.
Yeah, 45, like a huge amount of damage
Like
amp,
crazy
which is
numbers.
really
So
cool.
you just go gold augments the whole way down.
You go Golden Ox. Well, typically you just play 4. But
But 6 is great, and there's a high
Does
chance
it
of
give it
getting
to your
loot.
entire team or just
Nope,
gold?
Just Golden Ox units. 6 Golden Ox is hard if you're not.
Golden Ox sounds.
It is cool. It is just like
that's just novel.
it's novel, and the strong Golden Ox units don't come in until like the 4 costs. Like Aphelios and Annie are your carries. You are not going to. I mean, you can do Graves if you want
That's
to. I
what
guess
I do is I just play full Executioner Graves.
Graves. Yeah, that I'm gonna have to try one of those.
I would
Especially
say like Marksman Aphelios.
yes,
You
Marksman
think,
Aphelios.
but I have had no luck.
A lot of those comps
Aphelios,
work with
personally.
Zaya. Like you have the Aphelios and it's
Zaya
great, but
is-
you itemize Zaya,
I see.
which is cool. But it's also hard to
Like
It's
Aphelios
also
is bad. Zaya Bay.
yeah.
Maybe
she
B patch
wrecks.
fixes Aphelios then.
Yeah,
I mean, just hold on to a remover, and then just put the items that you have on Zaya on Aphelios once you get enough amp.
I see.
Like damage amp.
all right. So the interesting thing about Golden Ox, okay, is obviously the units are balanced around the amp, right? So you got to think to yourself like, oh, okay, we're gonna keep these units at this level of power, so they can be played without amp. But I always think of it in terms like that. Like, how is this unit meant to be played in the highest level?
Yeah.
That's how they're balancing it.
Right.
And so I think Graves is broken. I think he's the strongest. I think he's the strongest unit under a 3 cost in the game.
Huh.
Yeah.
And they were thinking about. Mort said something about thinking of buffing.
Buffing
too,
him,
yeah.
that's great. Maybe because the trade is so bad, but I think Graves himself, if you're uncontested and you can get a Graves by like 4-1, a 3-star Graves, that unit is strong. And you get Biss on him, it's insane.
Is Biss like Bloodthirst? Is it
Best
just
in
like
slot.
Vi stuff from
Best-
last year? No,
best in
yeah, I
slot.
know. I'm just wondering
what is the
it,
Biss?
Is it Titan's Bloodthirster and Sterix?
Yeah, base.
Okay.
Well, actually, no Sterix. Like, I believe it's Hodge, Edge of Night, and BT.
Hodge, what's Hodge?
Hand of Justice.
Hand
It's
of
the
Justice,
fist
yeah,
that gives you
Omnivamp and AD.
yeah. And
And AP.
Yeah, did they change it Hodge last set and I didn't notice, or this one where cuz it used to be like 50-50 chance that you get like
It
double.
used to be one or other, and now it's you get both, and then one of them double.
Well, no, that's what it used to be. Now it's at like above 50% health. you get double. Yeah. You above 50% health, you get the extra AP and AD. Below 50% health, you get the Omnivamp.
Oh.
The extra. You still
I
get
had
both.
to read it. I did not even see
That's
they
what I'm
changed that
saying.
item.
So okay,
Oh,
yeah,
wait, that's huge.
Yes, it is.
That actually, I like that more.
I think
Is that why it's best in slot on Graves then?
it's
Yeah,
best.
probably.
Well, one reason it's best in slot is because like if you have, it increases his crit chance, and executioners can crit as part of their ability. So blood.
Wait, so if they crit an ability and they kill someone at 15% less health, does that mean that 30% less health they die?
No. It's not an execute. He's talking about when Graves is lower and holds a Hodge, it switches from damage stats to healing stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But hang on, I just wanted
yeah.
to say, because I don't want to lose my train of thought here. The reason why Golden Ox is really interesting and kind of hard to play around is it's like
Logarithmic?
I always have such a hard time saying
Exponential?
logarithmic. But it's not. But okay, you get the same amount of damage amp every time you level it, but the amount of gold that it costs to do it increases substantially
Yes.
every time. So it starts at 8, then 12, then 16, then 20, then 24. So it just goes up, but the amount of damage amp doesn't go up, right?
Yep.
And so you get to a point where you have to decide, is 48 gold worth 2% damage amp?
Right.
And also,
But if I'm going Golden Ox, I'm trying to get a fat late game board anyway, so I'm
Right,
probably
right,
leveling
right.
up that.
but
that
another
anyway.
interesting thing is you have to spend
You have to spend that much in a single
in a
round.
single round.
That's crazy.
And so then it actually kind of messes everyone else up, because if you're in a really aggressive lobby and you're pre-leveling, you're not going to do that as the Golden Ox player. And so you're going to have like sometimes, like, if you want to be greedy, I'll have like 96 gold for no reason other than I'm playing Golden Ox.
Right.
And so like your board like has these massive swings
Right.
of just like insane power.
Yeah, you're lose streaking, then you're win streaking. then
Right.
Maybe you
It's
do
like
one more
it's like a
lose streak.
really, really weird one. But like
Also depends on when you hit your fourth, like what your 4 cost.
Yeah.
Because if it takes a while for you to hit a 4 cost and you're just stuck at 3 or fewer,
Yeah.
right? They're not that. I mean, like Graves is cool, but he can get, if you're not rolling for him or if you're contested, like if there's another
Do you
execution.
have to high roll to win with Golden Ox, you think?
I don't think so.
Oh.
To win, maybe. I have had some Golden Ox games that went terribly because I just kept playing around the like the econ attribute, but I wasn't re-rolling. I was like leveling up, not re-rolling, and then I wouldn't get my double Graves. I wouldn't get my 2-star Alistar even. I would be late on getting a 4 cost, and if I'm late on getting a 4 cost, and so I just spent all this time.
Alistair is an insane unit actually too.
He's a
Because like right now it's very popular. I'm noticing to solo. The tanks this set are really bad, and so like
and they just nerfed Kobuko's tankiness. So
did
now,
they? The tanks are really bad this set.
Yeah.
Well, they focus on CC, not survivability.
Right, and so they're really, really bad. That's why you're seeing a lot of people go fast 9, so they can just get many units on the board. Because like you can't have these super tanks. I think Alistair is super strong because typically you're going to see like one person throw like double gargoyles and then whatever on like Leona or whatever, and you just frontline this 3-star alley, and he's CCing for like 2.5 seconds. The
How
CC
much?
tank. His pulverize is 2 seconds airborne, half a second suppression.
How many does he get to CC? How many
Just
units?
one.
Oh,
But people are only running 1 giga tank if they're doing that style.
Right.
And so he just totally screws up single frontline tank comps.
Oh.
I'm seeing because Leona.
Because if they're CC, they're not getting attacked?
Right. Well, when you're airborne, no one can attack you. They just.
Go elsewhere.
And so they're not gaining mana to cast their CC
So
abilities.
he's a pseudo-assassin.
He's just like, he's a disruptor.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is what he is in League of Legends, too.
Interesting.
So, anyways.
And
yeah.
he's
And
actually
he's
an
an
ox.
executioner?
Nope,
No, he's a
just a
bruiser.
bruiser. He's a one cost. He's a one cost tank, but he has an insanely strong ability. But he only hits 1 unit at a time.
I see.
But yeah, if you can like position him, if you know who you're fighting,
Yeah.
and you can kind of guess it right, like he can really screw over.
I wonder how fun it would be to run 2 stars of him.
Let's try.
There's a prismatic. There's a prismatic that copies.
Double trouble. Oh no, the one like you put it in the center. Hex
Yeah, and it
then,
copies all of them.
yeah, that's
So
right.
you can have 5 3-star Alistars. and I did that.
That's funny.
And I lost.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. See, he's not only perfect.
But it was hilarious.
Yes.
Problem is like it's like, okay, well, I only have like 2 backline units
Yeah.
dealing damage, and that's not how this set is played.
Right.
So yeah, also folks can get a lot of free LP if they just do Twisted Fate reroll. That is still
So, yeah,
good.
the champion is very strong.
Yeah,
He feels so strong mid-game.
I really liked him last set too. So
Yeah, TF last set was good, and TF this set is just. I mean, like the Syndicate trait is fun. It's a reprint from a previous. Yeah, and Shaco's great. Like Shaco reroll can do really well with. He's just a 1 cost, but he has real good backline access. So
Yeah,
even in late game, you know,
you
like
can
if
keep
you're
him on the board.
yeah, if he has enough survivability, he can just like Infinity Edge, Hand of Justice, Edge of Night.
Do you really want to be itemizing him though over anyone?
Well, the thing is, if you get him early enough and he's been getting kills, he permanently increases his attack damage.
Oh,
so he's
so
got a
you can
way of
scale
even.
properly.
He's a scaler.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a 1-cost scaler.
Even though he's a 1-cost unit, he can actually keep up
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
I've been like enraged by my 2-star 4-cost getting 1-shot by this 1-star unit.
Yep.
Almost as much as I'd be enraged if I learned that I got away with cheating in a TFT tournament,
Oh yeah.
and then I
that
didn't get away with it.
right.
Yeah. Did you know,
Imagine
viewers,
getting
that we were the change? If you were watching us last
True.
episode, you heard us.
And
Weigh in.
who called out Riot just not having a thing in place, which is why they didn't do anything on the tournament? Remember that, guys?
Yeah, I think it was you, right?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah. So Wolf Clock right here was the change we wanted to see in the world. Single-handedly led the Riot TFT team.
No, I just
to
said
change-
this is the reason why Riot didn't do anything in the tournament. They knew it was wrong. They knew it was win trading, but they didn't have the actual policy in place to do something within that single moment, right?
The best thing is they said they're going to make sure that people in the higher end brackets that have money involved are not playing useless games anymore.
Yes.
Which is the number one issue that we've been seeing is like, why are people playing games that they have no business, they have no reason to compete in?
Yeah, I mean,
other
at
than
that
the fact that they have to. It's like,
I mean,
well,
the
then we need
dude's
to get rid of
incentive
this.
structure was such that it's like he can't win, but he can win for China, right? Or he can, and so that's part of the reason. So yeah, good for us.
You know what's next to China?
A bunch of other countries we're putting tariffs on.
Oh my
Oh, Japan. That's the transition. They're really near. They're near each other. Both transitions work according to the logic.
Well, and
Yeah.
it wasn't even necessarily that like the tariffs are going on Japan. It's Taiwan, isn't it? Because that's
Taiwan.
where the switches are
I
actually
think
made.
that's one of the only places we're not tariffing.
It's Japan?
No, it's Taiwan.
Taiwan?
I don't think we're tariffing Taiwan because if we tariff Taiwan, then
I'm pretty sure
just,
Taiwan was on the list.
Yeah,
Are
I
they?
thought it
Oh yeah.
was.
Then
Yeah.
we're crazy.
I think there's a minimum 10% on every single country in the world.
I mean,
I
on the
don't
ones
think-
that he listed.
Yeah, in Japan, I thought was like
Yeah.
26% or something.
Here, the viewers get to watch us excitedly.
Well, and we can keep the conversation going while you guys are looking it up. But it's like
32%
on Japan or Taiwan.
Taiwan.
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was really high.
Well, yeah,
Wow,
but like
that's high.
a recent proposal 2 days ago from Taiwan's president is suggesting zero tariffs,
and
Trump
that's what I'm
is
assuming. That's what this whole
Yeah,
thing is
yeah,
for
yeah,
Trump. It's
yeah,
just a
yeah.
trade war. Whatever.
It's just a trade war. Yeah,
Well,
barely
it's like-
matters. Trillions of dollars wiped out.
Did you, there was,
It's back.
what's the Bye Felicia girl? She like, she's like sitting there like this. It's a meme picture.
Okay.
Do you guys know that picture I'm talking about?
Maybe, but you just
So
don't
it's
look
like a
it.
snippet of the Star Wars episode 4 when it says like all the peace was ended and a trade war started. Da, 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 da. It's like your 11-year-old self going, what?
Yeah.
And then it shoots to all the markets just being in the red. And everything. It's Danny DeVito. I understand now.
That's funny.
Anyways,
Yeah.
the Nintendo Switch 2
Right. That's why this is being talked
was fully announced, and this thing's a banger. What's the
It
price,
is a
Forrest?
banger. So 500 with Mario Kart speculation. because we
Did they
don't
not
know.
release an actual MSRP?
They did.
It's
but
450,
like,
right?
Yeah,
I thought the
450 is the
450
base,
is base.
without Mario Kart. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna get the Switch 2, without Mario Kart,
Kind of weird.
yeah, you'd be kind of weird. So
You're
I'm just saying,
Baka,
I'm just
yeah.
saying 500 because Nintendo in their right mind decided inflation should affect gamers too and slapped an $80
I'm fine with that.
digital price on
I'm fine with
Mario
that.
Kart.
You guys can bitch. I'm fine with that.
Are you buying it?
I don't own any Nintendo.
Well, that's why.
That's what
I'm
I'm
fine with the
saying is,
price
like,
point.
you
Well,
get
yeah,
the
but it doesn't
bundle.
affect you.
That's what I'm saying.
I
get the
pay.
bundle.
No, you can go back to season 1. I said we should be paying more for games.
Yeah, I know,
Well,
but
and
like
if we
it
do pay
affects
more
you less if
for-
you're not buying it anyway, and so you're not going to get outraged
the
about
principle
Nintendo
doesn't
prices.
affect me whatsoever.
Well,
so
yeah,
it
but
doesn't
you're fine
matter.
with principle anyway. I mean, there are plenty of people who start. I mean,
I'm
like you
saying
can say
for
they're
me.
hypocrite. Yeah.
But
you're
your
not
whole
bothered.
premise is that because I don't buy Nintendo games,
It's easier for you to say in this instance. Yep.
yeah, but that's incorrect because the games that I
still
would buy, I'm also fine with them being $80, $90.
You don't buy very many campaign games. You buy Uncharted.
Again, we're not arguing the fact of what I actually do.
Yeah, I'm
We're
just saying.
arguing what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is I'm fine. I'm fine with that. You would never hear me whine about that.
Yeah,
It will mean I would buy less games because I want to make sure they're actually worth $90.
Yeah.
But I want $90 games to be around because I want them done. I don't want
And this is
I don't want all the cost cutting that is
Yeah.
involved.
This is a big
would they? Yeah.
positive that I would say that Nintendo, positive, but this is one of the reasons why I feel like Nintendo can justify that kind of prices because they do really.
They have polished
Full
games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, do their games? Here's the better question: Do Nintendo's games need to cost $90? Probably not. But
Right.
does the industry need to be pushed to an $80 or $90 standpoint? Yes.
Well, and that's the thing is like
I'm fine
this
giving more
becomes-
nuance on my opinion. I guess.
Do you think
But
that?
if-
do you think that they will start? That other game companies will start caring more about selling finished games instead of unfinished games?
that is
simply in
that is
virtue
my
of
that is my hope.
that is your hope. Are
And the
you?
reason why they will though is because people aren't going to
To
buy an
buy-
unfinished $90 game. They're not going to buy.
I think the
unfinished
market
$80
will
game.
respond much tighter. Yeah, refunds will be coming up because right now $60 that's been forever, right? It's like just always been
70s,
$60.
right?
60's been like the
The
standard
base
for the
game
last
for a
15
AAA
years.
game. Yeah. And it's just like I think people just kind of meh over it sometimes or whatever, but it's like when I'm paying $90 for a game, shit better be mint.
Well, and the thing is like how many collector's editions now that
Are
you don't actually get any physical assets. You're just getting cosmetics
Yeah.
that are already $70, $80, $90.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because those are just going to be $120. But like, isn't Grand Theft Auto rumored to be a $90 game?
I would assume it's going to be a $100 game.
Yeah, even that. But it's like Rockstar can pull that.
Heck yeah, I'd pay $100 for the next Grand Theft Auto. And why? Because of the amount of time I'm going to spend in that game. And that's the thing with this Mario Kart game as well. It's an open world racer
Yeah.
that is trying to essentially emulate a whole global world tour type of Grand Prix experience in the amazing world that is the Mario Kart. It is going to be a bigger and more fleshed out, more feature heavy Mario Kart than we have ever had. The thing is if you're comparing it to Mario Kart 8, not only did Mario Kart 8 release 15 years ago, but it
Wait,
will,
that's the most recent one?
yeah, because it just keeps getting reiterated. It came out on the Wii U originally. No. Did it come out on the Wii? No, it came out
Mario
on the Wii U.
Kart 8, the
Came
most
out
recent
on-
one, is 15 years old?
I don't think the Wii U was
Maybe
15
10 years
years.
old?
Yeah. Wii U was.
Let's look that up quick.
Yeah.
Bro, I know
because
nothing
it's
about Mario
crazy
Kart, but that
old.
is crazy
It's
to me. It would be.
crazy old. Mario.
So this is Mario Kart 9 then.
This is Mario Kart.
They're
9.
calling it 9?
They're calling it World Tour.
Mario Kart 9 World Tour or just Mario Kart World Tour?
Okay, 10 years. Oh wait, yeah, 10 years because it came out
Even
in
that is
2014.
absurd to me.
But think about this: it came out at $60, and it will be probably, if you're comparing it to features and content, I think this Mario Kart is 24 players. That's mind-boggling.
What?
It's going to have insane amount of characters. Mario Kart 8 will be 60% of this game.
Yeah.
And not only that, Mario Kart 8 released 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you calculate content, if you calculate inflation, this is still value. It's still very valuable. You're getting your money's worth.
Yep.
That being said, they're offering it for $50 if you just buy it with the Switch too.
Yeah, you should. I agree that you should. I don't see why you wouldn't. It is kind of
But-
crazy to pay $500 though for.
All the other Mario games are going to be $80 as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what hurts. That's actually what hurts. I don't think it's that Mario Kart is going to cost $80. This Mario Kart is going to cost $80. I think it's that premium Nintendo games are going to cost $80 going forward.
And so you've made the list of like other games that are on offer. So I see some things that I remember. I recognize here. Elden Ring. I see, and they're going to be able to put it on the Switch, which is cool.
And then if we get into the performance, that's why these games are on the list.
Yeah, performance is going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
They say it supports ray tracing. I
Right.
say the 5070 is as powerful as the 4090. That shit is not running ray tracing. No.
Well,
They are going to have ray tracing in there
yeah.
for the few games that require it to actually run.
Right.
But it will not be ray tracing in the sense of it's an actual feature. There's zero chance that's going to happen.
So are you saying it's a bait and switch?
Oh, with the click and everything.
That was incredible,
really
actually.
nice.
Thanks. Your pun was pretty cool earlier too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know you actually admired it. You just were like,
No, herstory is usually the one. That's more punny. Arstory is it was a stretch.
oh. Anyways,
Anyway, yeah.
120 hertz monitor though is pretty impressive.
so 120 hertz output is totally fine. I'm fine with all that. Apparently, the dock mode is actually like pretty strong now,
Yes,
which is
It's going
good.
to be 4K 60,
Yeah,
and
but
it has a cooler in it.
I'm
which is
telling
really
you,
nice.
I'm telling you right now, like this thing is still so.
I mean, this
DF
is not,
Direct,
This
I
is
watched
not
the DF
competing against
Oh, I know.
a PlayStation. This
Oh,
is
I know,
competing
I know.
against the Steam Deck.
But apparently, this thing is PS4 Pro level of
Yes,
power,
yes.
which is incredible if true.
Well, and fidelity.
But so I just watched DF Directly.
Okay.
And they said DLSS, because they partner with Nvidia,
Right.
is core to all the development of everything, which
Yeah.
means just because it's outputting a 4K signal,
Right.
it is not actually rendering 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And I seriously doubt that you will ever be able to play a single game on this natively.
No, but Nintendo doesn't care.
I know. And that's going to be fine. But I'm just saying, like, the way they're doing this is DLSS.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I mean, let's be honest. That's the future of gaming.
But I want to start seeing asterisks with like 4K asterisk 4K output.
Nintendo's
Not
gonna
internal
asterisk
resolution.
that. Nintendo's not going to care.
Wow, I'm just saying they should be doing this. It
The
is false
consumers
advertising.
don't care.
It's false advertising, but I'm
The
excited for
TV
this.
the
I can't
TV is
wait. I
gonna
know
think
you're
it's
gonna
a
get one,
4K.
so I can't
Oh,
wait
yeah,
to
of course.
put
I'm
it
gonna
through its
pre-order.
paces and
I'm going
and all
to
that type of
swipe
stuff.
it on the Best Buy credit card.
yeah.
Cool thing about the release, Best Buy is doing a midnight launch for it.
So you're gonna stand in line?
Yep.
Is Ambrose going with? Is it going to be like a?
No,
team?
Ambrose
No.
really isn't in the games anymore. It's whatever.
Does he play Valorant still?
Kinda. But what I'm really excited is that Best Buy said on their website in the pre-order page that it's all going to release at the same time. So us in the Midwest get it technically at 10 p.m.
That's
So
fun.
that's
That's
gonna be
fun.
sick.
Or he is in like Geneva time essentially.
Right.
Yeah,
That's great.
cool.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
gonna
good.
be sweet.
Um,
So we're gonna do a Mario Kart event that night. Me
Yeah.
and a couple buddies from work are taking off work, and
That's fun.
I'm gonna try to get Jacob involved and stuff.
Cool.
It's gonna be
I think it'd be really good. I think the Switch was amazing. I mean, it did so well. You saw Valve like, yeah, we're gonna make our own Steam Deck.
Yeah. Well, and there's rumors that the Xbox is coming out with a handheld.
Yeah, that's basically all but confirmed because Phil can't stop running his mouth.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But what I found, just on a side note, I did find it interesting because Phil was also talking about how they want to go harder than what even PlayStation is doing with a Pro. Because they want to have
They
they
wanna
want to
have
have
an
a
OS
tiered,
on
an
there,
actual tiered ecosystem.
Yeah.
And he did talk about partnering with Steam to have an OS.
Right.
So now you can just build X boxes essentially
Right.
instead of like Steam boxes. So we'll see what happens with all that.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
sick.
if anyone can pull it off, it's Microsoft.
Well, yeah, they have unlimited everything. So
Right. Exactly.
20% less now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Also, tariffs and stuff like that. So we can expect everything to be more, assuming these tariffs stay long term, which I think many people do not think they will last long term.
No.
But like right now, we saw graphics cards shoot up around $800 in MSRP
Right.
for the
A
higher end
5070
models.
Ti MSRP is $1,000 right now.
Yeah. When it was supposed to be a $750
Right.
card.
1,400 for 5080 to 1,600, depending on what manufacturer is making it.
Yep.
It's
so
ridiculous.
it's going to be pretty expensive.
That being said,
To get
Nintendo might eat that
No
because
chance.
Nintendo, where is all their margin? It's on software.
Did you hear about their Japan only version?
Yeah, only
Yeah.
Japan.
$300 region locked.
Really?
Right.
Huh.
But
Pretty- that's
it
pretty
doesn't
solid.
have
Yeah.
it doesn't have any other languages on it though.
Right.
It's a Japanese
Which people are just going to
language
flash.
only.
People are just going to flash that crap.
Right, of course.
But
Nintendo has done a pretty good job at like
their region locking?
At
Yeah.
not only region locking, but then also like putting mechanisms in place to kind of make modding difficult.
Yeah.
So it won't be widespread.
Yeah. Well, like,
But also, how are you going to ship it in?
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
going to be hard. It's
Yeah.
going to be hard.
Smuggling.
NVIDIA.
It might actually have to happen, and obviously there'll be people that take it.
You
Yeah.
know what? A pilot's license might be less in the long term than the price. The increased
I
prices.
actually do have a buddy that has a pilot license.
Yeah, you're gonna get even closer to him in the coming year. I foresee. Yeah.
So NVIDIA has been in the news recently with some driver shenanigans.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't think it's a big deal. I've
Really? Is
yeah.
that because you're a diehard Nvidia?
no,
Simp.
no,
Stan.
NVIDIA.
Stan.
NVIDIA is the worst. They're just the only option.
I don't know. Doesn't this kind of give AMD some legs?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be extremely widespread, but it's enough that.
Do you know what NVIDIA's market share on the Steam hardware survey is?
No.
91%.
Is there something the 9% know that we don't?
The 9% isn't even an AMD.
I see.
It's not.
No,
Well,
AMD only had
some of it would
7%.
be-
Are they playing
of
on
the market.
typewriter?
Yeah,
Okay.
Intel would be some of it now.
Intel technically has the most technical graphics processing units in the world.
Because they're integrated.
Integrated
graphics.
graphics, yeah.
We don't talk about those guys though.
But yeah, so AMD is not in the conversation whatsoever. The 9070 XT is actually pretty impressive
Yeah.
for $600.
Right.
Like it can do
And
a
it's
lot,
not
but
having too many driver issues either.
well, I mean, advanced micro dipping would like to say otherwise, but but this NVIDIA driver compatibility, we've had some driver issues before with NVIDIA. It's only affecting really certain games, and you're gonna know pretty fast, and you just do a driver rollback.
Yeah.
So I only have one 5080 customer. He just went through every single AAA game in his library, totally fine,
Okay.
and that thing is insane.
Yeah.
So we ran like benchmarks. Holy crap. And I got 15% more juice I could push out of it with an OC. I haven't done it yet,
Yeah.
but it's like, doesn't even need it. Like,
Yeah.
he's running at 49 degrees. We're like, we'll take that. I think it's sick.
God, it's so amazing.
Yeah, he's running like 130
So
FPS.
he does he feel like it's worth the money?
I mean, money is relative, right? I mean, if you're making $300,000, what's a $1,600 graphics card?
Okay.
Quinn does not make. Don't flatter yourself, Quinn. You don't make that much money.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like for him, it's his hobby. This is his hobby, is PC
Right,
gaming,
right.
and he's been wanting to go all out for a while. We were gonna go 5090,
Right.
but I absolutely could not let him pay
That much. Yeah.
almost double MSRP.
3,000, yeah.
No, it's more. It's like $3,500,
Is
even
it?
for a lower level
Ugh.
5090, if you can get one. So, because the only 5090s that are even in stock are like Astrals, which are literally $3,800 5090s with a $2,000 MSRP. Like, huh? But yeah, I don't think this Nvidia driver thing, like it's an issue, but like they're gonna fix it. Nvidia is actually really good at fixing stuff like that.
They have acknowledged some of it too in their
Yep.
patch notes.
Yeah. Also, speaking of like drivers, Intel has some driver issues, but theirs is a little different. Theirs involves weaker CPUs. I just saw this today, so this is like super fresh.
Oh, nice.
It's not even 12 hours old.
Sheesh.
A Russian PC channel, similar to like Hardware Unboxed. They have like 900,000 subscribers. Very well respected PC channel. They put out a title, Hardware Unboxed forges data, which those are my Australian boys. I love Hardware Unboxed. Basically, yeah, it was disgusting. It was so misinformed. It was so bad. Basically, they were saying that Hardware Unboxed lied or are too incompetent to do benchmark reviews. And Steve literally goes on there. Intel themselves messaged me and said that these issues are real. What are you on about? And Steve was standing. When Steve stands, it's not a good time. He was very agitated. Literally even told them, I'll ship you a free processor so you can test these correctly because you said you didn't have access to one. I'll just ship it to you. It was a pretty baller video, actually.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and, this whole, like, calling out, like, these tech tubers calling each other out. Like, obviously, the Gamers Nexus LTT stuff was a little different. That, I think, is more just a personal dislike between the two owners.
Okay.
As opposed to, like, something like this where it's more like, people calling, like, data, factually wrong when it's like, bro, it's Hardware Unboxed. Like they're basically number 2 in my book, and in most people's books, and they're Aussies. You don't mess with the dude. You don't mess with the Aussies, man. They have some of the best tech reviewers in the world on that continent.
I mean, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Pay a lot for housing.
True.
And for internet,
Yeah.
they pay a lot for internet over there.
Terrible.
I think they have data caps in Australia.
Gross.
Yeah. Hey, we still have it in this country, technically.
Well, mobile, but
No.
what?
Yeah.
Is
Alaska.
God? Oh.
Alaska is almost fully.
Alaska's its own thing, man.
Yeah, I know. Are they really one
Sarah
of us?
Palin can see Russia from her house.
Yeah. Yeah. And then last side note before we kick off the Valorant spree. I also just learned today that AT&T, they made a deal with Apple to have sole rights to the iPhone when it first launched for 5 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Which is considered by many in business to be one of the greatest like deals made in modern times.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, wow, I never, what a gamble actually.
Yeah.
On Apple's part, I kind of feel like I don't even know like what the deal entailed. Like I don't know who chased who in that deal.
Whose firstborn was sold.
But could you imagine someone doing that now? Like what if Verizon bought the rights to the next iPhone permanently?
That would be scary.
You know what I
That
mean?
would be super scary. I mean, Apple would never sell it now, though.
Well, I don't think that would ever happen now. But you just imagine like maybe it wouldn't be a big deal for one phone release. But what if they did it for like the next 5 years or 7 years?
It could happen with AR glasses.
AR glasses being like telecom restricted
Yeah.
because they're all going to need SIMs.
Verizon gets the rights to Apple's next AR glasses for like 2 years, maybe.
Wow,
I could see that happening.
that would actually be interesting. But I thought that was just really interesting to share with people because I was like, wow, that's an insane deal for both of them to do. You kind of feel like you have this amazing new product, your Apple, you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And now you're limiting. You're limiting it to AT&T. So it makes me wonder if AT&T is the one who thought of the deal, and I wonder how much they paid, dude. That number, like inflation adjusted or even just value adjusted, must be like unfathomable.
Right.
Unfathomable. Like the number would probably just be sketch. I would not be surprised if that
it
number,
worked out
inflation
for
or value adjusted, would probably be like
It's
$20
the only
billion.
reason why AT&T survived as long as it did.
Yeah,
It's a phone company.
I just think that's crazy.
Telecom company.
Yeah. So, all right. So what's going on with Valorant?
All right, so naturally we save the best for last. One
Get out
cool
now while you guys can.
one cool development is I no longer work my job that has me
That is
on weekend
actually
hours.
The development.
Yes,
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that is the
It's
big
huge
deal. I
deal.
now have weekends available, and that is prime time
think
Valorant viewing.
You and I actually get to grind Valorant now a little bit.
I think we may. Yeah. I think not during during the bad games for sure.
I'm already done with Fortnite. Like,
Okay,
I love
okay.
Fortnite, obviously,
Well, after this weekend,
the friends
right?
I've made along the way, we can play whenever.
Yeah, but there are new
Valorant
friends to
time.
You
make.
guys want to make it a Thursday night special?
There's yeah. You'd play
2 more.
Yeah,
You're gonna
huge.
play Valorant?
I will
Huge.
commit to Thursday nights.
Huge.
Sheesh, I can't do Thursday nights. Sorry. Guys.
What about a different
Really?
night?
Wait, that actually is. You can't do Thursday
I can't
nights.
do Thursday nights. It's my game development.
What about
Right.
every other Tuesday? Like the Tuesday
Yeah,
that isn't this
I could
day.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Deal.
Yeah.
Radical.
Every other.
Tuesday.
And then every time that you're available.
Yeah, exactly. But so it means, and I won't go into every region. I will briefly say about Europe that Fnatic looks like terrific. Fnatic, like for the people who know Valorant, Fnatic being good is like Moses coming down with a new set of commandments. Like it is an OG that is having like a rebirth. Boaster has had an incredible game, and he's an IGL who is not known for shooting well. So be excited about that. Currently in Valorant North America, there is a pretty big difference between the top teams and the bottom teams. The bottom is very bad. Like Furia is absolute trash. If you see Furia playing, I don't care if the other team is your favorite team, maybe watch and like have 2 other things going on. But like don't set aside time to watch Furia. EG used to be cool. Now they're kind of a dumpster fire gameplay wise. Potter is really cool, but it is like I do recognize that Potter's the coach. She's like lit, and she had some cool games in the past and has had success. But when her team does poorly, people are like Potter. She's still she'll get them next time. But when other teams do like equally or even slightly less bad, they just like give those coaches absolute shit. So like it is there's a little bit of doublespeak there. In any case, Visa Crew, owned by Lionel Messi, they're doing pretty well right now. They're in the slightly weaker group, but they're still doing very well. They currently have a plus 22 round differential over the course of 3 matches, which is pretty strong. G2 is the super team. They almost won champs Masters Bangkok. They are still doing really well. Last week, they had a game and they were kind of pushed by a lower level team, and so they made an official statement in the interview when they were playing NRG and absolutely bodied them. They beat them 13-1 on Lotus, and it was absolutely disgusting. It could have been a 13-0. Afterward, they talked to the coach, Josh RT, and the coach said, yeah, people were saying that maybe we were showing weakness last week when we gave up a few rounds. So we wanted to work extra hard this week and make everybody know that, no, we are absolutely the best. And so they went extra hard for a regular season game, for a game they knew they were almost certainly going to win just to make a statement, and they absolutely did. So they're badass. MIBR used to suck, and now they have Osboss and another player and are looking good. C9 almost won, but it was a fake comeback. And that's mostly that. I mean, Sen's doing okay, but they're not amazing. They might end up looking pretty good in the next finals, but they're in the weaker group, and they're not at the top of it. So I don't think Sentinels fans should get too excited, but they're not bad. They're doing fine. And 100 Thieves is underperforming what their cloud says. So Nade Shot fans can feel a little sad about that. But yeah, that's the Valorant report. Go G2, they kick ass, and America, the good games are great. The bad games, I don't even watch.
I just looked up the Twitch statistics for TenZ.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember, I think last year I thought he was going to fall off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you did.
I couldn't find the data to see like where it was to where he is now. But it looks like his average is definitely lower than what I remember us talking about, because I thought he was like and like top 3 on Twitch for a while, right? Wasn't he like top 3 on
Maybe
Twitch?
in Valorant. I don't know about on Twitch generally. That sounds.
Now he's only averaging around 6,000 viewers, which is like
That's pretty
not nothing.
No, that's not
Definitely
nothing, but
not.
it is. Yeah.
But it does seem
enough to make a living.
enough to make a living. Yeah, he makes more than a living, buddy.
Yeah. That's true.
But like, what? Even if you compare it to like K3 Soju, who is the most popular TFT streamer, he does triple.
Right.
Soju does?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
cool.
Soju's a really interesting human being.
Well, Soju
There's
has
also
no
like
filter, and so it's nice to watch because.
But there's also that black hole where everyone in the TFT scene talks like Soju does.
Yes,
It's like
because
a
of-
Sojuism. It's really weird. Even Chris and I talk like Soju does.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Huh?
And we do that a lot. Huh?
Whoa.
Yep. So, can you do like an animation of a thing or something?
Maybe.
Plausibly.
I need
Yeah, we
that
could
in
have
there.
like a Soju face, like right here.
Should be like a TFT character.
Right here, maybe
yeah.
a Soju face. We'll see.
Cool.
I'll ask
Thank
him.
you, everyone. We appreciate all 7 of our reoccurring
Hey,
viewers.
thanks,
Yeah,
guys,
sometimes it's 8.
actually.
We appreciate it. We need to get more guests.
Yeah,
we
I
can do
actually
that.
kind of like the guests. They definitely
guests were cool.
They add some stuff up.
Right.
I want to get Sean back on here. Let's
Yeah,
get Sean in here.
he's not very far away.
next time.
He's really not.
Let's get Sean in here next time.
All right.
I'll ask him.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let us know if you have any TFT comps that are really cool, and let me know who your favorite Valorant teams are. I want to see at least one comment this time. I want to see one comment.
Just sound off on what you're playing lately. What's your interest?
Exactly, and what we should be playing too.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
Peace,
All right,
everybody.
adios.